Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to the third instalment of Live at Chester Zoo. My name is Kirsten and I'm really excited because today's lineup looks like the best one yet. I'm also really excited because not only do I get to take you behind closed doors at the zoo, but I'm about to introduce you to my favourite animal in the whole zoo, and I think you're going to really love her. Are you ready? Should we go in? Hello you. Hey Sangria. What have we got for you? So this here is Sangria. She is our female tree kangaroo. Isn't she amazing? Look at her. Absolute stunner. So we've got loads of nice treats here for Sangria. I think she's going to think all of her birthdays and Christmases have come at once. A little bit of a snack time for you, eh? So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about Sangria. She was born in 2002, which means she's going to be turning 18 this year. So she is quite an old lady, aren't you? 18 is a really good age for tree kangaroos, but they can live older than that. In fact, the oldest one on record was actually 27. So Sangria, although we think of her as a little bit of a granny, there are older tree kangaroos out there. Now, she was actually born at the San Diego Zoo. So here we are looking at a genuine California girl. So she came from America and she moved over to Europe. She's lived in zoos in Germany and France before coming to Chester Zoo as her retirement home. So we are here for her, providing her exactly that, really, a retirement home. She acts like a queen and we treat her like a queen. Don't we, you lucky thing? So she is a very noisy eater. I hope you guys can all hear that. She's got absolutely no manners whatsoever. She chews with her mouth open. Sometimes she spits things out. And yeah, absolutely no manners whatsoever, but we don't hold it against you, Sangria. It's all right. So I know what you're probably thinking. That's not a kangaroo. Why is it in the tree? But the truth is these guys, they are true kangaroos. There's actually 14 different species of tree kangaroos, 12 of which you find in Indonesia and Papua New Guinea, and 2 of which you find in Australia, but that's probably more what you would expect. So Sangria here, she's a Goodfellows tree kangaroo found in Papua New Guinea. And we don't just have Sangria, we do have another one as well. We have a young male called Keijo, and he lives next door. So I'm sure you can understand why Sangria is my favourite. She's got so much attitude, such a nice character, a really gentle, kind animal. And absolutely stunning as well, isn't she? Look at her, she's absolutely gorgeous. Now it's really easy to tell the difference between Sangria here and our male Keijo next door. Reason being, Sangria is very ginger and Keijo is more blonde. So she tends to have an orange face and he has a very sort of yellowy blonde face. So they look completely different. What do you want next? Do you want a bit of this browse? Yeah, you can take that? Oh, I think they just look absolutely adorable when they're holding on with their little hand. She might drop it in a second, but if she wants it, she'll hold on to it. So in the wild, the bulk of the tree kangaroo's diet is made up of leaves and branches like this one, so it is very natural for them to browse. And same as with the giraffes or the elephants in the zoo, these guys, they require the leaves in their diet as well. Still very noisy though. while we're here, while I've got you, I thought I would answer some questions, some of our most frequently asked questions. Okay, whenever you guys, when you're in visiting the zoo, you see us, you've always got tons of questions for us about the tree kangaroos, because let's face it, they are a bit of a weird animal, one that you don't see very much in other zoos and stuff. So, a few things people always ask us. Is it a real tree? Is it a real kangaroo? Because why is it in the tree? Well, as I said, yeah, they are true kangaroos. There's several different species of them. They're just not the sort of predictable kangaroo, the kind of normal kangaroos, if you like, that are ground-dwelling animals. So yes, they live in the trees. And the interesting thing is that these guys, the tree kangaroos, where you find them, there aren't any primates. So there's no monkeys, no lemurs, gibbons, apes, etc. So these guys have kind of evolved to fill the niche that the primates fill in other areas in the world. Now, to be honest, they don't do it quite as gracefully, but they do have some really cool adaptations. So you might just be able to see on Sangria, she doesn't have these massive, great big back legs like the ground-dwelling kangaroos have, but she does have quite strong, muscular forearms there, and really sharp, long claws that are excellent for climbing up and down. Possibly one of their most striking features as well is their amazingly long tail. So this can sometimes be longer than the actual tree kangaroo's body. But as you can see, she just, as she moves around, she does use the tail a lot, but you can see her doing it now actually. Thank you, Sangria, that was perfect timing. She kind of moves it around and it really does help her with her balance. So it's not prehensile, so it doesn't help her to grip. Some monkeys have got tails that help them to grip onto branches. That isn't the case for Sangria's tail, but it is a really good aid for balancing. She's absolutely tucking into that browse today. Absolutely loving it, aren't you? Okay, so next question. People know we've got a male tree kangaroo, they know we've got a female, and they always say, why aren't they in together? When are you going to mix them? Wouldn't it be nice to have babies? And it would be nice to have babies, absolutely. But with the tree kangaroo setup, it takes a lot more than just having a male and a female for it to be a successful sort of match, if you like. Sangria, she's quite elderly, isn't she? She's going to be 18 this year. Our male Kajo, he's still really young. And they've got a lot. They're very different animals, not just with age, but also maturity and life experience. And with Sangria, I think that really counts for quite a lot. She has obviously lived in other zoos. She has been mixed with other males in the past. But if I tell you, I'll let you in on a little secret, okay? I'll tell you something about Sangria. She doesn't really like boys. And I can't blame her. These are solitary animals, and in the wild you wouldn't find them mixing with each other. They don't live in groups like other animals do, and they are just on their own. And to be honest, they're perfectly happy that way. So we don't have immediate plans to mix Kajo and Sangria, if at all, to be honest. But possibly in the future, if we were to have different animals, we might be able to breed them. That would be amazing, to be honest. This species is so precious to us, and we're so passionate the fact that we're so lucky to have Goodfellows tree kangaroos at Chester Zoo. So if we could in the future be a real active part of the breeding programme for them, that would be absolutely amazing. And as we say, they're an endangered species. Nobody even knows how many tree kangaroos like Sangria there are left in the world. And that's really scary actually, because when we don't even know, it's probably an indicator that it's less than what you might think. And that really is devastating. So it just makes us all the more, grateful that we've got these guys here at the zoo. Are you going to pick pair, or are you going to pick browse? What do you think? Snatch. Drop. There you go. I had a feeling you might do that. Oh, you think what else? I'll tell you what, Sangria, I've got a little special treat for you. What about this? Half an egg. Half a boiled egg. You know, like that? Yes. Winner. She's dropped the browse, she's dropped the fruits, she wants the egg. So this is a treat for Sangria. She doesn't get an egg every day, so it is one of her favourite treats. Another question we always get asked is, why aren't they doing much? Sometimes if you come past the viewing window, you'll see, if Keijo's over there, obviously you'll see him, but it used to be Sangria in that side of the enclosure as well, and people always say, oh, they're not really doing a lot. And truthfully, that's actually a good sign. So these guys, they're just not as active as the ground-dwelling kangaroos, not at all. And that's natural for them. There's been research in the wild with true kangaroos that suggests that they're not very active at all, maybe only about 10% of their activity budget all through the day is actually them moving around and doing things. And true kangaroos, they love nothing more than having a little snooze, especially after meals. I can't blame them, I like that as well, a little granny nap every now and again. She's really sucking into that egg, crikey Sangria. Don't hold back, will you? So yeah, it's completely normal for the true kangaroos to be resting or sleeping during the day, and that's just really, it's a sign actually that they're quite content and quite relaxed. She's like, right, what's next? Didn't want the shell, obviously. Sweet potato, how about that? Yeah, she can be quite picky, Sangria, and she does go through these different phases with favourite things. So she's enjoying the sweet potato there, that's good. I did try and bring you all your favourite things today. So Sangria is such a firm favourite, not only with all of us, but with our visitors as well. I'm sure loads of you have seen her. And not only at Chester, but when she's been in other zoos, in other countries, all of the keepers and the public there have all really loved her. There's just something about her, she's so special. And to be honest, one of Sangria's favourite things to do is actually people watching. She's a right nosy Parker. She loves watching the public when you guys are here. So I think, to be honest, she's missing you a little bit. And whenever she sees us go past, she's always, oh, who's that? What's going on? You know, she's a right nosy neighbour. So I know for a fact Sangria is going to be really excited when the zoo reopens and you guys are back and she can spy on you again. She loves that. In the meantime though, if you love Sangria as much as me, please send us some messages, tell her how much you think she's great. After this video, me and Sangria, we're going to go through the messages and I'm going to read them all out to her. So yeah, let's send some love to Sangria because she really deserves it. One more question then, time for one more commonly asked question. I'm going to try and get her to show you actually. So people often struggle with the fact that this is a kangaroo, and it is, and they say, does she have a pouch? And actually she does. So hopefully, if I reach up really high, you can just about see on her tummy there, where her belly button might be, there's just a very small brown mark, and that is where her pouch is. Now obviously Sangria, because she doesn't like boys, she hasn't been a mum before, so she's never had a joey in her pouch, but if she did, that's where it would be developing after she'd given birth to it. So there you go, she does have a pouch, she's a marsupial, and just like any other kangaroo, she's got a pouch. She just hides it quite well. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for keeping Sangria and I company. It's been great being able to chat with you guys again. We're missing you over here. Can't wait till we reopen and you can all come flooding back in. For now, from us, thanks for watching. Stay tuned at 11. We're going to be over with our Asiatic lions. I'm going to watch that as well because I think that's going to be epic. There's a whole host of different things going on later on in the day, and for anybody that is a fan of Mr. Parsons, like me, I love him, stay tuned because he's going to be on later. So 11 o'clock at the Lions. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day.